Has this ever happened to you? Did I give the dog her medicine? Today we're going to talk about how we can avoid situations like that and alleviate your stress. Ooh. Hey friends, welcome. Oh my god. Oh god, why? Why is it like this today? Sit down, sit down. Hey friends, welcome back. I'm Camille, this is Phoenix, this is Gryphon, and you're watching Meeler Husky. If you want to learn more about how to manage your busy life while giving your dogs their best life, make sure you subscribe to this channel and tap the little notification bell so you never have to miss a new video. As you guys may know, Phoenix is epileptic and she takes a lot of medication. Sometimes it can be a lot to manage when you take that many pills twice a day. Today we're going to talk about how I make sure she gets her daily dose, how I manage refills, and how I keep all her medication organized. Let's go.
You are so good. You're so good. Oh, goodness.
Number 1, remembering to give your dogs their medication in the first place. Basically, this is how I avoid the issue that we were having at the very beginning where I was forgetting, like, did I give my dogs their medication already or do I still have to give it to them? It's not something like, did I feed the dogs or not? Because if you just feed them an extra meal, okay, fine, but I don't want to give them a double dose of medication or miss one completely because it could really mean a lot for Phoenix's epilepsy. She could potentially have a seizure or really have an issue, so I want to make sure 100% that I know that I gave them their medication. The first thing you're going to want to do is to build giving their medication into your routine. After I feed them breakfast or dinner, I always do medicine. Phoenix knows this now too, so she'll remind me if I forget. She'll really complain. She knows because she gets a treat with that medication. Once you have a really good routine, sometimes it can get a bit mindless. How many times do you remember driving home from work? You're not going to sit there and remember every single detail of you driving home from work because it's something that happens every day. You're kind of on autopilot. So once I got these dogs onto a specific routine, I kind of was on autopilot, and then I would have moments of like, did I give them their medication or not? Sometimes I just need that reassurance to know that I gave her her meds and I don't have to sit there and worry or backtrack or retrace my steps. To do this, I have a really simple tracker I got from Amazon. I can put the link in the description box below. It basically lets me know if I either gave her her meds or I didn't. I work it into part of my routine where every time I walk over to that corner to start giving Phoenix her medication, I click the little tracker. Now I know I gave it to her at that time. The other thing I have is a monthly tracker. So for things like heartworm medication, they only get that once a month. I personally use a little sticker that comes with their heartworm medication. You can use anything you want, but it's essentially just a little template that I have for a box for each month, and the dogs get a sticker for every time they get that medication. I usually give that medication first of the month. I have a reminder in my phone, and once I do it, I take a little sticker, I place that in the box, and that's how I know I gave it to them. So since I love doing this and I love scheduling and I love organization, I made you guys my own little Phoenix template for giving medication monthly. I put a link in the description box below. You guys can print it out, laminate it, put it on the fridge, whatever you want, somewhere near where your medications are so that you remember every single time, and use whatever stickers you want to track the medication. I think maybe I should get some unicorn stickers. I got this idea from back when you would be in like kindergarten or something and you would get a gold star next to your name, and like the more gold stars you got, like the better you did. But it's so simple. It's something like a sticker that you can just get for like 99 cents. Whatever you choose to do, you can even use a marker to like check it off. It's up to you. I like to use the stickers because it's more fun, but feel free to download the free template that I made and use it for your dogs to track their stuff monthly. Number 2, super important for me, is to use reminders. If your dog is like mine, like Phoenix, and she requires to have her medication given to her at certain times in the day, she gets it in the morning and she gets it in the evening. If you have a hard time keeping to that schedule, I would suggest using reminders. I have an Android phone, so I use Google reminders all the time, but you can use Siri. Hey Google, remind me to give Phoenix her medication at 8 a.m. every day. There's so much technology out there that can help you remember stuff that you literally don't have to really remember anything. I also use this for refills. I personally use Google Calendar. You can use whatever you want, but I know that when I buy a bottle of medication for Phoenix, it's gonna last her 60 days. So I will calculate out how many days is 60 days. I'll probably backtrack another 5 days, and I'll set a reminder in my calendar saying, make sure you refill this medication. A really good tip for refills too, I don't know if your pharmacies do this or if it's possible with your medication. It's only possible for one of Phoenix's meds, but not the other, is to use the auto refill feature that some pharmacies have. It has been so helpful because they already have a system where they track how long it would take you based on your daily dose to finish that bottle of medication, and they already auto refill it for you. But if that's not possible for you, definitely use the calendar reminders. I know for a fact that once I call the vet to refill her prescription, it takes a couple days for them to call it into the pharmacy, for the pharmacy to fill it, and then for me to go pick it up. I'll backtrack 5 days or so from when she's gonna run out of meds, and that's usually when I set it for. Number 3, I like to keep all of their medication super duper organized. I like to have a place for everything and everything in its place, and I can do a separate video on 5S'ing your house later, but at least for something as important as medication, I always have one spot for it. And each of the dogs, they have their own little box that I made from shoe boxes and construction paper that houses all their medication. For me, it's important to keep it all in one area because she just takes so many and she has so many bottles. It would be hard to keep track of it if it was just in a giant loose cabinet with a bunch of other stuff. On top of that, because she takes so many pills in one go, I got this idea from hospitals. Every time the nurse brings you like a medication or something, I remember this when I was in the hospital after I had Tiny, they bring it to you in that little plastic cup. So they don't have to bring it to you in their hand or whatever, but I was like, this is a great idea, because I would basically dish out Phoenix's medicine into that cup. I would look in the cup and be like, okay, this is everything she's supposed to take today, and then I would go over to her and give it to her. If I didn't have that little cup, honestly, I'd be like, did I give her this one already or did I not give her this one already? It's so simple for me to just drop everything in that cup, walk over, and then give her medication. May not be necessary if your dog only takes 1 pill each time, but since she takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pills, and some of them are quarter pills and some of them are whatever, it's so much easier to track in the moment like what I'm giving her. And of course, wherever you decide to store your medication, make sure it is safe from little paws and little hands that could possibly get on it. You do not, A, want to be wasting medication that way, and B, hurting anybody else in your house by leaving that stuff lying around. So those are my tips for how I track my dog's medication. Let me know in the comments section below how you guys track your dog's medication and which of these tips you're excited to start doing. Hopefully this helps you in your busy life and allows you to give your dogs their best life. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I post new things every Wednesday. You can tap on that little circle with my face on it to subscribe. If you want to see my last video, you can go here, and if you want to check out our vlog channel, you can go down there. And now that we're at the end of this video, it's time for This is a Pillow. Alright, it's been real. See you guys next week. Bye! You see, none of their dogs are in the room anymore because they were too busy complaining and rowing at me that I could not even film this video. They just wanted to leave and, I don't know, lay on the couch.